Hello, and good morning. Okay, so continuing on here, I went and I organized the list here to basically see everybody that's left, randomized who's left, and basically here's the remaining matchups for the first round of everything. So we have Storms versus Bathyscaph, we have Pittance versus Bricking, Bad Apple versus Ungood Donkey, and Controller versus Ripper. So there we go. So moving on, the very first one here is another 9-ball and Auld Lang Syne. This is, as I recall, the same version of 9-ball, but you know what? He's the only one I'm going to just say whatever. Screw it. He has a clone because canonically he had several clones. Whatever. Close enough. I'm gonna say this one's pretty likely to go to Auld Lang Syne, but let's see. Honestly, both are pretty much around the same weight, pretty much based around a similar concept, so honestly it's going to come down to those large missiles, I would say. That is some delicious coffee. Yeah, no, I think looks like 9-ball's turning it around with those rockets. His kind of, sort of, not quite a grenade launcher rockets. It's not quite the same thing, but close enough. Yeah, Auld Lang Syne is just kind of derping out here. I don't know what he's doing. Like, trying to machine gun snipe this guy. Oh wait, no. Orbit's out. And he's going to immediately waste all of it. Missiles in orbit, that should be enough to... no. Okay, for a second there I thought he might have turned it around looking at the AP counts, but no. I was completely wrong. Okay, shoot at that pillar. You got this. Who needs that pillar anyway? Oh, nope, that turned it around. What's he gonna do? Oh, crap! Oh! Dang it! Okay, he got it. He got it. Oof, okay. It's one down for a Bathyscaph. Wow, okay. It's weird because that's the outcome I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting it to go that close. Okay, moving on. Next one. Alright, we've got... Wait. Is number 5 gone? Hold on. No, number 5 is not gone for Storms. Wait, no, he is. Okay, never mind. I took the wrong one off the list. That one's gone, not Bathyscaph. Okay. Good, so we got number 1 then, which would be Max Drifto. And who is going for the other guys? It looks like number 5. Right? Yes. Okay, and that would be Cosmic Stormwind, who I never actually got to do a part on, so whatever, we'll just leave that here. If you're wondering what the hell's with that bizarre name, well, there was this Battle Beast song I was listening to while driving around last year. And yeah, the thing was talking about Cosmic Stormwinds, and like, man, that concept sounds metal as hell, and I want to make an AC based off that, and so I did. But both of these are just like really spammy, fast-like ones. Cosmic Stormwind here is just all about looking fancy, so this is probably going to go to Drifto. Or not. I want Drifto to win, though. I want him to stay in this as long as possible. It seems like he has a bad tendency to burn, unfortunately. Okay. Ooh. Okay, no, I think Drifto's gone. Yep. Dang it. Drifto, what did you do? You had it. You had it completely in the bag there. Okay. Who's next? So we got number 1 for Storms. It's where looking at Storms is all weird now after recent politics. I'm not even gonna get into that. Wait, number 1 is gone. Dang it, I need to stop deleting the wrong one. Who the hell did I just delete? 5? 5 is gone. 1 is gone. Okay. Whatever. In that case, number 2. Okay. So we got Big White versus... You know, let me just fix my notepad here. There we go. This should make it easier to see. Versus number 3. And I loaded the wrong one. Yeah, you're still in it. So... Let me just double check real quick here, because 4, 3, 2, 1 are what I have around us. No, they haven't lost anyone, so... I need to stop taking people off of Bathyscaph as soon... That's why. Because I have them backwards. No wonder I'm confused here. Okay. Okay, let's just cut this. And drop it over here. Let these two fight it out. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 is eliminated, 1 is eliminated from Bathyscaph. There we go. Done deal. Not being as dumb as usual, but... Okay. I think this is going to Big White without any sort of question in my mind whatsoever. Big White's basically one of those giant MT/AC hybrids from Silent Line, by the way. As he's there dramatically firing the hell out of his cannon. But he's just nigh immune to Plink, so... he really should be in no danger here. Oh, actually no, he's breaking out the quad machine guns. It's possible. Come on, Old Lang Syne, you can do it. You can do it! I believe in you. It was the Silent Line intro that killed you off in canon, I think, so... You know, be mad about that. You got killed off in 2 different intros, and you didn't even get a friggin' reference in LR. What a jip. That dramatic music as he completely forgets that his boosters exist. You got this! You got it! Oh, come on! Come on, come on, finish him, finish him! This is something that should never have happened, but there we go. Another one bites the dust for Bathyscaph. I think, if I'm remembering that correctly this time. Yes, he is in Bathyscaph, and he should be in slot 2. I have chugged enough coffee to basically feel like I'm not so much seeing time, but that I am time today, so... It's one of those kinds of days. Number 3. So we got the state-of-the-art Bathyscaph type situation. Whereas for the Storms that are just absolutely storming this fight so far, we have Old Lang Syne again. Right. Alright. I realize this format isn't necessarily fair to some of them, because they get shoved in repeated fights over and over, but such is the nature of randomness. You know, I figure these are essentially all just like little groups clashing into each other, and then the survivors are going after each other and all that sort of thing. And in some cases, some of them might bite off more than they would chew. And especially Old Lang Syne here, if those intros are anything to go by, he has a tendency to bite off more than he can chew. And usually has a tendency to be barely standing at the end. But if he makes it, he makes it. Oh, come on, Bathyscaph. Whatever. Whoever wins here, I'm happy, because I love both of these designs. Yeah, it's hard to say. Because he can, because Old Lang Syne here can basically just quad gun his way to a win at any point, as soon as he decides to do so. Oh, nope, there we go. Bathyscaph takes it. Old Lang Syne is gone. He had a good run, but life isn't always fair like that. Okay, so, what slot was he in again? Number 3. Yeah, you know what? He had a good go, I think. So we'll roll this one first. Number 5. Okay. Let me start putting these elimination markers on there again. And then who are we rolling for Bathyscaph? Number 1. But number 1 gone? Number 1 is gone, so we have... what's it? 4 and 3 left. Look at this wheel here. Looks like 3 is closer, so... there we are. Feels like it should go to Bathyscaph. What's funny is that the BS bot over here, he's not meant to win. He was meant as a joke. He was meant as a semi-competent Silky user. And he's just all about orbits and firing a ton of lasers everywhere. Pretty much the eventual evolution of the lasers, who was eliminated in like the first few parts, I think. Yeah, Stormwind might get this, because he shouldn't be taking too much heat damage here, and I think that's his main weakness. Although, nope, those back orbits are really doing a lot of stuff here, as are the Selenas. Ah. Alright. Alright. The storms aren't storming so much anymore, because the Bathyscaph has arrived. If you're wondering what the hell the deal is with that name, it's essentially a reference to a reference of, how do I even phrase this exactly? Well, first of all, let's set up the fight. So, Devastator, the huge AC from AC1, and then... number 5, but 5 doesn't exist. 1 is the next closest, so... Fire Burst. Alright. Let's see what happens. But okay, so... what I was trying to say here. So, it's a reference to a reference. Namely, there was a French guy who built a weird kind of submarine thing a really long time ago, one of the first submarines, as I understand it. And there was this bizarre Homestar Runner cartoon a while ago, in which there's a joke about a race between a guy who has a fish crammed through his skull and somebody surfing on top of a submarine. And basically the joke was, you know, these are the standard collegiate... Oh, whoops. There goes my plate. Standard collegiate rules. And this guy is basically saying, like, you know, this guy gets a state-of-the-art Bathyscaph type situation, and this other guy gets a fish crammed through his skull, so... It's a weird joke, but whatever. I liked it. So, Devastator wins it. With barely a fight, for that matter. Fireburst there could barely even get in range. I guess the Devastator did his job. Alright, so we got 4. We got number 4, the Devastator. And for the other team... we have number 2. Let's go down there. Now, can you imagine how much more interesting this would be if I actually bothered editing? Alright, so this is another version of the Bounty from AC1 and MOA. Pretty much he's like a boiled-down version of the standard intro, you know, mascot AC guy. He's a more effective version of those things, but this is the more practical of the two flavors of them. I didn't know that I had made 2 different versions. So this would be more the Formula Front version, whereas the other one was more, I would say, true to AC1 version. So this guy, I suppose, very well could have made it all the way to the Devastator. The math is fairly similar to what they end up fighting in. You know, I can believe this right here. I can believe it as canon, and just like many people on their first try against that monstrosity, it looks like he's about to get crib stomped, unless he goes... no. He somehow screwed up blading him from an inch away. Good job, Bounty. You dang clicker picker-upper. As the music swells all heroically and the Devastator runs out of ammunition, suddenly Bounty remembers that he's not terrible, but he still ends up losing. So tragic. So tragic. Alright. So that's number 2 gone, so that leaves number 4 for Storms. Alright, number 5, so that would be number 4 again, based on how they're on the wheel here. Nope, I don't know why I'm doing it this way. There we go, AC change, number 4. I want to think of it, isn't 9-Ball still in it? No, he lost. He lost his very first fight. Yeah, and Storms just has number 4, I believe. If not, we'll correct that in a sec. Yeah, number 4, so the Phoenix. So this is the canonical version. He's the actual mascot. Let's see how the actual mascot does it. Oh man, he decided to lure him into the underground. It's like, yeah, that guy lost on open ground. Maybe this'll help. I mean, it makes sense. He can still fight effectively down here. The Devastator can't quite do as much. Although it's apparently recovered in the meantime. Oof. Oh, man. Ernst, what are you doing, man? Ooh. Okay, he's breaking out his grenade launcher. Look, I appreciate that you're trying to reenact the intro. This is not the time. Not the time for that, but... Dang it. That's the AI in a nutshell, though. They get the ability to use something, and they will always pick the worst possible time to use it. But at least there's proof, finally, of what I was saying, that he actually does use his back cannon, like he does in the intro. Anyways. Moving on to the next one, we have Pittance versus Bricking. So, let's go do that. So this is the team based on Sword of the Stars of the Pit. My favorite roguelike, hands down. Alright, 2. And... they are against Bricking, so thankfully our little pick for different stuff here won't be too long of a process. And against number 3. Alright, so let me put the elimination markers on here. This is the Corona. I believe this is one of the randos you fight in the alternate missions in Nexus versus the Engineer from the Pit. All of the Pit ACs have their AI set to practically never boost around, and a lot of them are intentionally coming in with limited armaments, so we'll see how they do. They deliberately seem to ignore the whole no jumping around thing because they see that it's stupid, but there weren't enough chips to turn everybody's boosters off, so I just plain didn't. Alright, so he got himself roasted, but it seems like he's able to stun... I don't know what it is about the Corona, but it is uniquely able to get stunned all the time. Kind of bizarre like that. Okay, so his pistol's out. His turrets are still going. If you're wondering what his deal is with the turrets, he's basically the crafting character in the Pit. So he comes in with a pistol and a knife, so he has a basic blade and the HP pistol. And he basically comes in with a revolver, so it's the only revolver. But he's got a much higher chance of crafting, and it's the only one that would really bother with a lot of the stuff like turrets and all that. So that's what the deal is there. Anyway, so that's one eliminated. Who's next? Now we got number 1, so that would be the Marine for the Pit squad. Go ahead and change that out. So he's here with his power armor and everything. For Bricking, we got 1 as well. Alright. We got the Death Egg Robot versus the Marine from the Pit. I don't know why, that just seems fitting. I have a feeling Bricking is gonna lose this one somehow. He's coming in with a rifle and pistol and explosives, as he does. He doesn't technically start with power armor, but it's kind of his iconic thing. Even if he almost never gets it on a run, it's just he's always shown wearing it, so whatever. He's got heavy armor. What he's known for. He's the only one, I believe in the base game, he's the only one that doesn't get penalties for wearing it. That's like one of his big things. Like everybody else, like they run into this power armor suit, and it's like, well, would you like to sacrifice your stats for being basically invincible? Yeah. So Death Egg Robot's done practically nothing here. Might still rocket him with the pods, though. It's not exactly like he's terribly dodgy. Nah, not really. Ooh. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, no, he is winning. For a second there, I thought it might have been, the Death Egg Robot that's winning. Also, this guy gets the dagger blade because, well, he starts off with a machete, whereas everybody else starts off with pretty much a knife. Okay, so that is the Death Egg gone. Okay. So he's actually still remaining for the pit squad, so we got number 1 again. And Bricking gets... I really should just set this wheel to spin faster. This is taking a while. 4. Alright, where are you, Bricking? Ooh! Angel's Lego. This is probably going to the Lego. It's just far more mobile. It's got a lot more options. I think it'll end up doing it. Although, realistically, or not realistically, but personally, I kind of hope the pit team wins. Okay, they're just sniping each other. Pew 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 pew. Just love that he's using those in each hand. Every time he's shown in a picture, though, he usually has like a medium armor and like a pistol in one hand and a knife in the other. And then in a lot of the other ads, he's just shown walking around in power armor, unarmed. Which I guess in many ways, you know, if it's heavy armor, especially like viewing in a medieval context or whatever, it could be seen as the armor is a weapon in itself. But whatever. Alright, what are you gonna do, Lego? Yeah, this thing's beefiness is really helping it out a lot. He's breaking out the heavy ordnance, and yeah, that should be it. Just beats him over the shoulder. Holy crap. Okay. Next for the pit team is the engineer again. Dang, it's only gonna be these two, really? This poor engineer is probably gonna get killed off, because he went down in the first round, I want to say. When I had them fighting it out. Wait, why am I looking all the way down here? There we go. Ooh, the reindeer. Yeah, no, the engineer's gone. No question in my mind on that one. Got a guy that literally came in equipped wrong. I mean, his whole thing was literally just like, he got tired of rat problems, so he figured out, he got himself a pistol, and he figured out how to use knives sort of okay. And other than that, he was just like a PhD who sat at his desk all day. Whoa. Okay. That was short and brutal, but goodbye, engineer. We just decided neither of us can really outfight the other. Let's just mash each other's faces. Alright, let's roll some wheels. Alright, looks like we got... Really? Number 1 again? I feel like sometimes it just likes rolling the same thing over and over. And number 1, but that doesn't exist, so 5 is the closest. Alright, so Reindeer versus Marine. Let's see if that same strategy works out for him again. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is going to the Marine. They've got similar kind of ground strategies going on, but just, you know, the Marine's way heavier. Just comically heavier, really. I do like this whole triple machine gun thing it starts doing, and it's the only one I know of in the roster that can potentially do a quintuple machine gun situation. I wonder if the game would break if I did, like, dual finger guns and the machine gun core. Alright, well, Reindeer's gone. That leaves 1. Okay, so number 2 is gone. Number 4. So we got the Scion. Okay, then number 4 in bricking. Alright, Lego. Need to get revenge for taking out the engineer, I guess. So yeah, the Scion is, his whole shtick in the pit is just like he comes in with laser pistol and his psionics, and pretty much just kind of sneaky gear otherwise. So he basically has an inbuilt shield. He's relatively slowish, but he's got an ability that pretty much hits harder than most guns in the thing, so potentially he can be overpowered pretty much throughout the entire thing. Although there's a certain status effect that basically renders him useless. Yeah, I think the Scion's winning it. Just because he's got extra armor here, he's got extra energy, he's got a lot of good stuff going for him. He's basically really energy efficient, plus he has extra energy if he needs it. And he just completely runs off electricity, you know? He uses it very effectively, I think. Kind of proud of how he turned out. Even though I probably should have used the dragon on him instead of that pulse laser. Looks more like what he actually has in-game. Anyway, that'll be that for this part. So, next one will be the rest of them. We basically have five groups left until until we're on to round 2. So, yeah, I will see you then.